Okay, there's two things I know. One is that toys come alive when you're not looking, and the second is there's monsters that are hiding in your closet at night. Those are things that I was sure of as a kid.
Pete Docter is an American animator, film director, producer, voice actor, and is the chief creative officer of Pixar. He has directed Monsters, Inc., Up, Inside Out, and Soul, which have all won Academy Awards for Best Animated Feature. One thing that's unique about Pete Docter's creative process is that it involves a lot of group work. Even as the director, they have to go through ideas, pitching, drawing development, and they have to conduct research and character development. You can see that they are experimenting with Sully and if he was going to wear glasses and facial expressions, along with little details such as hair and snow attaching to the hair, and as well as the way the snow moves in the wind. There's a lot of editing that goes into making a Pixar film, and they could have over 15 different versions of the film that have been completely done, and then they take edits and go back and revise each section of the film to make it the best based off the information they've been provided. P also has a case of the imposter syndrome even after winning 3 Academy Awards. He relies a lot on group input, but he knows what ideas he wants, and he has a good way of seeing if it will work. One aspect of Pete's life that inspires his creative work and some of the films he's directed is his personal life. One of the aspects that went into Monsters, Inc. was he became a father at the time, and he was learning how to manage work and having a family, and he brought this idea of when you have a child, it's very scary, very new, but then you grow to love them more than you love the job. One big aspect of Pete's creative process and the general process of creating an animated film is research. He researches how people move and how people look and talk when in public spaces, but he also does a lot of research into locations, and for Up, they went to a very remote location and spent countless hours just examining how they were feeling in the environment, as well as what they saw and ways they could incorporate that into their characters. One of the big things they did and added into the movie is when they were looking at all the rocks, one of them was like, oh, that looks like something, and then they do, oh, that looks like a person, and then, oh, it's actually just a rock, which I thought was very interesting. And they just tried to incorporate the way that they were feeling and get such a good understanding of the location before they had to go back home. One aspect of Pete's films that he tries to incorporate is creating a level of familiarity in an unfamiliar situation, but it's familiar enough that people can relate to it. And he does this through Inside Out, and part of his inspiration for this was his daughter at the time. His daughter was 11, and she was getting away from her bubbly self and developing into her own person, and he was thinking, oh my God, what is going on inside her head? So he likes to incorporate some of those unfamiliar ideas into a way that you could picture it yourself. One thing about Pete's process is it stays very much the same, but his ideas develop as he develops in life and the people around him develop in life, which I find very unique. And I think this goes with my own creative process, because I don't think my exact process necessarily changes as much as the ideas that come with it, and that reflects on where I currently am in life and the people around me are in. Based off the research done about Pete Docter, I would say his creative definition would be group, not individual, takes time and practice, and it's about telling a story through art, and it's almost as essential as eating and breathing by displaying this story that you have so you can relate to other people. I think this aspect of storytelling is something I would like to incorporate into my personal definition of creativity. I see creative aspects all around me, and I'm very impressed with people who are creative. And I think he is teaching me that all of this combined is just about telling a story and connecting with people, which I really resonate with. A lot of Pete's animation films, such as Inside Out and Monsters Inc. and Up, are all reflective of how he's feeling in the moment and how he's navigating life. And it's a way for him to share his story and have other people connect to it on the same level, which I think is very special and unique in how his creative process works and connects with people outside his life. I saw a lot of similarities on how we both feel our creativity can help express, and I think that's something I will resonate with.